All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. That it's ridiculous that people were this wound up over the halftime show, and it's this is where we are, and I don't know how it ever gets better, frankly. I generally hate people that are Trumpers. They piss me off. I take that back. I shouldn't hate them. I don't hate them. There are some that I do hate, but generally they're fine. They're just a pain in the ass. I love this guy. I love all these people. I love that he has a Turning Point show on just because of the overstepping by this asshole. He gives all people on the left a bad fucking name is what he does.
And the Zoo refuses to play Bad Bunny for some reason during the halftime show. They want to play somebody else. All right? I'm going to put this on my social media.
There you go, baby.
Good. All right?
There you go. There's your tag.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing if you put it on there.
You have a good night. Thank you.
You might get customers, you might lose a lot of customers. Because you might look like a racist.
I guess we'll see.
All right?
You
might look like a racist.
So do you.
Why?
You're a racist.
Why?
You're complaining about the show.
This show right here.
All right, can we do me a favor? I have a bunch of other things that we have to
came here for
do.
the Super Bowl experience. This is not part of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
This was not promoted.
Come back. Yeah, come on. Give me a fucking break. The stupid halftime surpassed the game and what used to be a unifying event. So sad what we have become as a country. Cole says, tolerate lefty, tolerating nothing. Kuiper says, as of now, it only gets worse before it gets better. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, I've purchased upwards of 4 beers and 12 chicken wings. I demand you show what I want. Rebecca says, bro, pay your tab and leave. No need to make a scene. Tophus said, this is starting to feel fake. Becca Shea says, staged. Yeah, I get that. I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind too. Not a terrible idea if you're dude. But that's not to say that couldn't possibly happen. By the way, I shared with my daughter Madison. She calls me. I'm talking to her yesterday. She goes, "You didn't like Bad Bunny?" I go, "No." Why? I go, "It was boring." Halftime shows. The only interesting thing about halftime shows should be the music, the performance, not the spectacle. Not, oh, but you got to find the meaning. No, it's a halftime show. He gets 10 minutes. Go up there and sing a goddamn song. Whatever the fuck you're going to do. I go, the only thing people are talking about are the side shows that happen. It wasn't the actual performance. It's not like his rapping is great. And we couldn't fucking understand it. Give me a goddamn break. And she goes, well, yeah, that's valid. I go, I know it's valid. I go, look, let me send you something. So I wrote this. Madison, what I'm sending you is the gold standard of a halftime show. It must be watched uninterrupted. 2007 in Miami. Prince takes the stage with the band, 1 backup singer, and 2 dancers. The wind picks up. A monsoon hits. It's pouring rain throughout the show. The stage is wet and slick, yet Prince and the ladies, all in heels, effortlessly glide throughout the performance. Prince was a wizard who sang pitch perfect and played guitar better than anyone else could. The show ends perfectly as Prince plays Purple Rain as the skies continue to pour. Nobody should be able to sound, move, and look this good, let alone in the rain. This is one of the greatest performances in the history of live performances. Also, there's even a marching band. One of those cool all black people marching bands. She writes, I love how much you have thought about this. I will watch it right now. She wrote, so he is a much better musician and singer than Bad Bunny. The ending was awesome, and I really like the marching band. However, I truly feel like more than 2 backup dancers were needed. They looked a little odd. I disagree. They were great. They were doing all that dancing like the Ikettes shit going on with Tina Turner. Francis, one of the greatest bouzouki players on the planet, is here. And she says, definitely true about Prince, but I loved Bad Bunny too. What did you love about it? Tell me specifically what comes to mind that you loved about it. Branjo is here. He says, Prince related. His ending solo on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame session is the best. At the end, he throws his guitar in the crowd. I watch it like once a month while my guitar gently weeps. Sames. Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, George's son, Danny Harrison, Steve Winwood, all on stage doing While My Guitar Gently Weeps. 2/3 into it. Prince walks out dressed in red with a red fedora and brings it home. It's amazing. There's one point as the show is wrapping up, he's done. He takes the guitar and he throws it in the air, but you don't see it land. People are suggesting that that guitar went to heaven. It never came down. It's truly one of the greatest things going. I loved that. Everybody loved that. Good on you for bringing that up. But Bad Bunny, sorry, folks, not good. I can't wait to see who they're going to bring out next year. Okay, I want to get to Kid Rock, speaking of halftime. He is responding to the lip syncing scandal because he shows up on stage. He's his mouth isn't moving, but you hear him. So he's lip syncing the whole thing. And I think he was always kind of like, yeah, no lip syncing. I think he actually tried to sell that shitty show, the Turning Point show, as one, well, it's us singing. There won't be any lip syncing. He comes out and he lip syncs. And I forget who he is on with this this blonde. Is this Laura Ingraham? He defends it. He defends the lip syncing by saying it was an issue with syncing. How the hell? What? Here is Kid Rock with whoever the fuck this is. She talks weird, by the way. She talks like she's got a broken jaw.
Yeah, well, I wrote a book called Shut Up and Sing about 20 years ago. It was pretty prescient. I just love music.
She acts like she's had a stroke now.
This is one place I don't really need politics.
If you can't hear it too well, sorry.
It's okay. I love great music. So, Bobby, there are a lot of questions about what happened during your first song on stage. People were talking about it. It seemed to be a little bit out of whack. What was going on there?
Yeah, so it was out of sync. And actually, just to have some fun with the haters, I can't answer all the trolls, but it's going to be some fun. My DJ, who actually raps that song with me, he was not lit up. He's coming to Nashville tonight, flying in, and we're going to do that live in my living room, and I'm going to post it tomorrow to show people exactly
What is she clapping about?
how this works. Because
So is he thinking that that will fix it? So he's lip syncing. He gets caught, says on this show, Laura Ingraham, yeah, the lip syncing wasn't good because of syncing, like syncing. Lip sync off because it wasn't sunk. It's not syncing on the lip. Well, no kidding. And then he's bringing in DJ guy to do it in his living room. How does that prove anything? You can't. You have a time machine too. You're gonna go back and unlip sync your lip syncing so that it's in sync.
my living room, and I'm going to post it tomorrow to show people exactly how this works.
Yeah, I don't think that that's going to be effective.
Because number one, if it would have been a lip syncing like people are trying to, the left is trying to throw me under the bus again, and the mainstream media and social media.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the left or mainstream media. It's people who have eyes. I'm guessing that anybody who is a conservative or a Trump supporter saw that and went, "Oh, Bobby's not doing a good job lip syncing."
The left is trying to throw me under the bus again, and the mainstream media and social media tries to amplify it. It would have been super easy to sync it up if it was pre-recorded. It was very difficult for the Turning Point production.
So it was, your lip syncing was live. Thus, that's why it was hard to sync your lip syncing? Is that what you're saying?
Production crew, who, by the way, I can't say enough good things about, but this was very difficult for him. I'm jumping around the stage like a rabid monkey.
He strikes me as dumb.
Rapping my song.
Like literally low IQ, not a smart person.
I'm taking breaths, and my DJ's filling in the other parts of it. And it was I even told him when I saw the rough cut, I was like, you guys got to work on that sync. It's off. Okay. So it was just a syncing issue that they had, and I know they tried to get it right.
There you go. He's admitting it. Lip syncing is bad because the syncing was bad. Everybody knew that.
Difficult, but I'll answer all the haters tomorrow, and we'll put them back in the shut up and go back to trying to report the fake news.
God, he's got all those talking points down.
First of all, I loved how you were jumping. I don't know how you did it. I mean, and you're not 30 years old, but
thank you, stroke lip. Gross. Ugh. Nick say no. He says the video sync was offset from the audio feed. Okay. Alan says he grew up in the ghetto. Give him a break. Becca Shea says Laura Ingraham looks like she's chewing her jaw when she talks. Donut Dan says, who wears sunglasses indoors? He looks more redneck than I do, and I used to race cars. Maureen says, we know how it works. You're not singing live, asshole. Francis says, the joke stroke lip got me. Good, thank you. Alan says she's got too much filler in her lips. All right. There are suggestions that the halftime show would be Dolly Parton if she's still alive. Or it should be. Badger says, not a fan of either, but the Katy Perry show and Madonna show I remember being good. Tophus says, fuck off to somebody. Tophus says, fuck off, no way, he was better than Prince. Yeah, Prince was the best. Okay. So that's the latest. Bobby says he wasn't, that in terms of lip syncing, it was a syncing issue. Somebody in the comments writes, Kid Rock lip sync so much at the Turning Point USA event that they are now referring to him as Hillbilly Vanilli. All right, score a win for the internet right there. If you've got Kid Rock with Milli Vanilli hair, that's absolutely fantastic. There goes my coffee mug. That's unfortunate. Ben Glaze says, watch next year's halftime show be K-pop. Look, I don't care who is on the halftime show as long as they can sing and play music. All right? Rebecca says, Prince was outstanding. My millennial heart loved the 50 Cent show. Okay. Trump is threatening to block a new bridge. Okay, so Canada just built this massive bridge connecting Detroit to Windsor. This is now the third way to get to and from Canada. You've got a tunnel, and they have another bridge there. So they built the new bridge. They called it the Gordie Howe Bridge. It's perfect. Called the Gordie Howe Bridge, goes from Detroit, where he played, to Canada, where he's from. All right, fine. Well, Trump heard the news that they're getting ready to open the bridge, and he wants half of the ownership of the bridge. And Canada must agree to, because it's their bridge. So they have control of the bridge. Bridge authority, if there's a fee, they get it. It's their bridge. He says, no. Bullshit. And he's also asking for other unspecified demands in his latest salvo over cross-border trade issues. He says, and if they don't, he's going to say, all right, then no more bridge. I don't know if he's going to blow it up or if he's going to, block it with the Border Patrol or whatever the fuck. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about this to know if he's actually right about this. I won't judge yet on this because there's a lot of people who make decisions about this shit who know a hell of a lot more than I do. And I'm that guy who just because Trump made a decision, I'm going to hate it because Trump made it. I would like to hear why. What's the problem with the bridge? Somebody explain that to me now. He says we will start negotiations immediately with all that we have given them, that being Canada. We should own perhaps at least one half of this asset. Again, I don't know what ownership gets you. That hasn't been made clear. Trump made this comment in a lengthy social media post, which, by the way, I'm still getting over Monkeygate. When Trump posted the video of the Obamas as monkeys, and then, he dirty deleted it. Frankly, I'm surprised that he dirty deleted it. And the excuses. They're like, yeah, that's the Lion King. That was not the goddamn Lion King. The Lion King didn't have any apes. God damn it, it had a mandrill. Rafiki was a mandrill, you dumb cocksuckers. That was not the Lion King. It was a racist post is what it was. And then you even had, they're like, yeah, well, Biden was a monkey too. And now I will say that Biden was a monkey. And they also had Biden with a banana. And he went, like he was deep-throating the banana. And it was hilarious. All right? I liked everything about that video except for the fact that the Obamas were apes. If you could have taken the faces of the Obamas off of the apes and put it onto like a toucan, maybe Michelle Obama on a toucan, and you could have put Barack Obama onto the meerkat, and then had two other people that are not. You cannot put black people on monkeys. Everybody knows that. Our black brothers and sisters were referred to as apes by the slave traders and the scumbags in America who supported slavery. And that is still an intense slur. The only thing Trump should have said after he posted, like if Trump is going to put a video of the Obamas as monkeys, the only appropriate response is, I shouldn't have done that. That was terrible, and I'm sorry. That's the only appropriate response. Or left it up. I think it actually would have served him better if he left that up. You know, in fact, it probably hurts him that he did take it down. Because all the psycho white supremacists that love Trump, okay, I don't feel that Trump is a white supremacist, but I feel that white supremacists love Trump. All white supremacists love Trump. That's 100% true. Okay? And racist. They love him. So for him to post that, all the racists like, God damn it, look what he did. That's awesome. He put Barack Obama and Mrs. Obama on monkeys. That's why we love him. Holy shit. And then they're pissed off because he takes that shit down. I'm surprised he did that. Don here says, even as a guy who leans to the right, that was a fucking terrible post to have put out there. Right. He's a racist. You just have to accept that. Now, some people, if you're president who you love, if you voted for a guy and he shows racist shit and you don't respond, does that inherently make you a racist? If all you can do is just say, "Oh, that was bad, but I still love him," okay, this is an extra step in the conversation. Where does that leave you at the end of the day? The President of the United States called black people monkeys. That's racist. You cannot convince me otherwise. You do not have a leg to stand on. It's racist, period. The only thing you can say at this point is he's racist, and that's okay with me. So, Don, I ask you, are you okay with supporting a racist? Yes or no? I know that's putting you on the hot seat, but you commented, so, whatever. The guy you voted for says the Obamas are monkeys. Nick's a moron. He writes, it's so he's so unracist, he didn't understand. Oh, my God. You apologistic fuck. Regarding the bridge, pretty sure the original deal is that our state and Canada own equal parts of the bridge. Canada paid for the whole thing. Anyway, Trump wants that. He complained that the U.S. would get nothing from the bridge and that Canada did not use U.S. steel to build it. Okay. It was expected to open early in this year. The project was negotiated by a Republican governor of Michigan, Rick Snyder, paid for by Canada to help ease congestion over the existing Ambassador Bridge. They've been working on it since 2018. It's not clear how Trump would block the bridge from being open. Well, I know how it's going to be blocked. He's going to dispatch some of those fucking ICE guys over there. They don't fuck around. You look at them cross-eyed, they shoot you in the face. Excuse me. Trump's threat comes as the relationship between the U.S. and Canada increasingly sours during Trump's second term. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has spoken out on the world stage against economic coercion by the United States. Democratic Senator Alyssa Slotkin said the Canadian-funded project is a huge boon to Michigan and its economic future. You'll be able to move cargo from Montreal to Miami without ever stopping at a streetlight. So to shoot yourself in the foot and threaten the Gordie Howe Bridge means that this guy has completely lost the plot on what's good for us versus what's spite against the Canadians. I don't know if that's true. That's what she says. Michigan, a swing state that Trump carried in both 2016 and 24, has so far largely avoided the brunt of his second-term crackdown, which has targeted blue states with aggressive immigration raids and cuts to federal funding for major infrastructure projects. Boy, he is a wrecking ball. Trump and Whitmer have also maintained an unusually cordial relationship. Yeah, she hugged him. Remember that? He showed up here. She's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And she hugs him. And everybody's like, God damn it. Yeah, she has bent the knee. And he knows that. All right. What does this matter? I don't think anything. I mean, Trump is Trump. This is no big deal. Don't get your panties worked up into a bunch. You know what I'm anxious about? I'm anxious, not anxious, but excited to watch unfold. Stand by, I got to sneeze. I'm anxious. The next election, like who's going to run, and will it be like more Trump-like, more than Trump, as Trumpy as Trump, less Trumpy than Trump, or a totally different direction? You know? I predicted at the start of this tenure, Trump's term, that this would be the most unbelievably newsworthy presidency that has ever existed. And so far, it has not let me down in the slightest. Let's see. Linda says he's either a racist or a moron. I vote for both. Tophus says, sucks having to sell your soul like that. Well, I don't know if it's so much that. I think that some people, the way this guy runs the country, and when he does actually do something that to the rest of the world look as racist or whatever the fuck, it's difficult to chastise. So I guess this is selling your soul. It's difficult to see what it really is because you're so happy with what's going on politically and how the government is functioning. I think that there's a lot of good that comes out of a Trump presidency. Seriously, there is. I think that the economic development could actually be fantastic on a Trump presidency. But when you're doing what you're doing, when you're doing what you're doing and making tough decisions, and the country actually does experience growth, but then you drop social media posts of the Obamas as monkeys. Yeah, that makes it difficult. Thank you, as always, to the sponsors that help make up this show and make it as big as John's show. Like Frank Fuss, the licensed independent insurance agent / broker. He will get you into an insurance policy through the Affordable Care Act. If that's how you get your insurance, you might want to reach out to Frank. with the law changing January 1, you're probably paying quite a bit more for insurance. You don't just have to drop it. Some people are like, well, then I just won't have insurance. No, you still need insurance. You just need a different policy. Have Frank help you with that. Folks who are in between jobs, self-employed, or perhaps their employer does not offer insurance. Frank has deals with hundreds of insurance companies to put you into the best policy. And all of his services are free. You can get more information at appointmentwithfrank.com. Book some time with Frank today. That's appointmentwithfrank.com. Thank you as well to Pinball Land, where we have the third Pinball Orgy happening Saturday, February 21. We get started at 1 p.m. at the Corner Bar. That's when we sit down and have something to eat. How many of you, how would you all react if Mike showed up there and we're playing pinball and you witness him walk up behind me and whisper in my ear, "You're my hobby. I love my hobby. But I'm mad at my hobby. Oh, yeah." Please. Please. Yeah, we meet at 1 p.m. at the Corner Bar. Then we walk down the street to Pinball Land for the Pinball Orgy from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have it pinned to the top of my Facebook page. If you could RSVP, I would appreciate it. Francis says, creepy. Oh, tell me about it. Rebecca says, I might put him in a leg lock. Rebecca says, orgy next week. Prepare yourselves. Yeah, not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. Excuse me. Okay. Finally, my last sponsor to talk about is Kuiper Tree Care. You can find them at kuipertreecare.com. When it comes to getting rid of trees on your property, they are the experts and best. Reach out at kuipertreecare.com. They will get rid of the tree, grind down the stump. If you're looking for a little tree trimming, they can take care of that. Not to mention clean up any storm damage if that ever happens on your property. Or they have 3 certified arborists to determine the tree risk assessment of the trees on your property. Basically, all things trees at Kuiper Tree Care, 616-828-8225. That is 616-828-8225 for Kuiper Tree Care. All right. There was a fight in the Pistons game last night. They're playing the, what are they, the Charlotte Hornets or whatever the fuck, the Bumblebees? I think they're the Hornets. Pistons are in black. Check it out.
Fouling is not a problem for a good defensive team. And Duran.
All right, see how it goes? Our guy gets fouled. He doesn't like it. Gets nose to nose with dude. And dude pushes him. Or
good defensive team. And
okay, nose to nose right there.
Duran.
Our guy touches him first. Duran.
Fouled, oh my goodness.
And now this guy, he wants to kick Duran's ass.
And Moose is upset.
Our guy
Moose
just
is
walks
really
away.
upset.
This guy's still pissed off. This guy's fucking on fire. And all these guys have to calm this fucker. And he's like out of the game. They're kicking this guy out.
Oh my goodness. Now Miles and Duran and Beef Stew. This is out of control. Oh,
that's right, Beef Stew. That would be Isaiah Stewart. I have a different angle of that, what happened in the second fight. Miles Bridges from Michigan State. Good player, but really a fucking idiot. A few years back, arrested for domestic abuse. He beat the shit out of the significant other. He pled no contest, got a slap on the wrist. And then a couple years later, he was arrested for throwing a bunch of pool balls at significant other while she was in her vehicle. So he's an asshole. He beats up chicks. And then there's a video going around of beef stew. God damn it. I don't even know if it's here now. It was here. I think I might have lost it. After that all happened, Isaiah Stewart went after that guy, Miles Bridges. Video was there, no longer there. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Thank you to Man Bun Chris for sending that along. Update on Nancy Guthrie. The FBI is now saying it's unaware of Savannah Guthrie talking with her mom's suspected kidnapper. The FBI has also not identified any suspects or persons of interest. In a video released Monday, Savannah said the family was, quote, at an hour of desperation, but that they continue to believe mom is out there and hearing everyone's prayers. By Monday evening, a purported ransom deadline apparently set by the abductors seemed to have passed. Online sleuths have flooded social media with tips, theories, and rumors. The FBI is asking for help, $50,000 reward. I don't think anybody knows anything. In a video, Savannah said the family was prepared to pay for the mom's return. Supposedly, there was a $6 million price tag, but I don't know what to even believe at this point. I think some information is coming out when it's not supposed to, and that might be messing with things. Also, according to the federal investigators, the neighborhood has a lot of blind spots. So, a lot of people have cameras outside of their homes you can see, so you can establish a timeline. So when Pellerito shows up here, let's just say, hypothetically, Pellerito comes over here and then cuts my liver out of my body and puts it in his asshole until he jizzes. And then he leaves. There's a net based on all of the cameras in the neighborhood where you can kind of like track how far a person goes and establish a timeline. So you might see a guy with a line beard walking through the neighborhood with my liver up his asshole. And a dick in the refractory period no longer with like a little bit of jizz. That might happen. You can establish where he is based on those cameras. That particular neighborhood, for whatever reason, there's a lot of blind spots. Murder lover Linda says, I don't think the ransom is coming from anyone who has her. I think she's dead. There was one asshole who did actually do a ransom note hoax, and he's in trouble. Derek Kallela. Hawthorne, California. He sent a fake ransom note to the family. He made bond. $20,000 bond. He faces a count of intent to transmit a demand for ransom and one count of utilizing a telecommunications device to anonymously abuse, threaten, or harass a person. He posed as the abductor to loved ones. The messages were sent after the Guthrie family released the first video asking for proof of life. Law enforcement traced the phone line and found it was registered to Kalella's Gmail account and determined the call was made from his Los Angeles area home. This is a great example of why you don't fuck around. We're all tracked. You know, we're all wired together. You will not get away with it. It is so difficult these days to commit crimes and be successful these days because of technology. Federal authorities said that the texts have not been linked to the first ransom demand reported by multiple outlets. That was the one by TMZ. As of Friday, a second ransom note surfaced that appears to be from the same sender or senders as the first one. This dude's next court date is February 12th. What an asshole. God damn it. What an absolute moron. This is the video I wanted to show you earlier of Isaiah Stewart, known as Beef Stew. This is Miles Bridges right here. He's going to throw a punch, and then Stewart's going to come off the bench. There, that punch. Why that music? Now look at this guy come after him like a goddamn house of fire. He held up, though. He should have just thrown his body right at him. NBA guys fight like idiots. It's difficult. It's difficult for them to fight because of so many people that are getting in the way of it. But my God. When you're trying to sucker punch Duran, but Isaiah Stewart decides it's your time. Outstanding. Cole says, how stupid are people? Pertaining to the guy that tried to extort the family. Alan says he's dressed as Santa while this is happening, right? Referring to my alleged moment when I get my liver ripped out and Mike puts it up his asshole. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, and he's carrying a guitar, Alan. Megan says, I think it's hard for them to fight because they are weirdo giants. So true. So true. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the asshole of the day. Now, how do you all feel about referring to someone as an asshole who says things that makes you think that they might have some type of mental imbalance? Is that okay? Is that not like attacking the vulnerable or the sick? You know where I'm going with this. Is it too much to make Mike Pellerito the asshole of the day for publicly saying that I'm his hobby, he loves his hobby, and he's obsessed with loving his hobby? Does that, that sounds nutty. I can only do what you are telling me to do. I'm like Pontius Pilate washing my hands. Maybe he's ill. Maybe he needs some type of intervention. Look, if I get murdered, I want you to remember this show. Be on the lookout for a guy with my liver up his asshole. I'd also like to finish up talking about I am making plans for my ghost farm, my dog ghost farm. If you didn't hear it yesterday, Benny's cremated, his cremains will be buried in the ground with a fantastic puppy dog tombstone. Hang on a second. All right, that makes it the second time this show that I've forgotten to turn my mic on. That was the guy who was coming to fix my dishwasher. My brother is haunting my house, which is super cool. I'm going to need more information on that, Linda. Did you facilitate it by utilizing some of your dearly departed brother's artifacts? She says she'll explain it on the Ben and Eric show. Let me see something. So I think that, there's not going to be a big fraud show this week. I am jammed up. I'm massively busy tomorrow, and then Thursday is O'Neill's cancer doctor, which takes a huge amount of time, believe it or not. But, and then Friday, I've got Griffin's. Saturday, I've got the Gold. I'm sorry. Friday is the Griffins. And then Saturday, I have high school hockey. So we're going to punt until next week. My apologies for that. Thank you. Thank you for being here, folks. I appreciate you so much. And, that's going to do it. Peter. Until next time, have a good one, folks. Thank you, and bye-bye.